Beautiful tragedies happen, one for the evening. No umbrella can shelter the way I storm on your weekends. I'm not interested or want to form an allegiance. I'm simply captivated on how you mourn my achievements. One screw away from feeling I'm gonna lose it. So who's to blame if I cultivated a moment? Stupid claims I'm a lunatic and I'm clueless, but you'll rule the day when I'm doing this for amusement. Preparation means opportunity, yes. Being great is ambiguity, yes. Too much at stake for your foolery, this a test. Keep on hating, it's fuel to me, I ain't stressed. You gonna stop me? Well, ain't that so? Ain't nothing gonna block me from the pain I know. You have no other choice but to watch me reach the flames I grow. You probably think that I'm ungodly, but I ain't that though. But I ain't here to fight, Bill. I got everything to lose. Cheat codes, I'm flattered, but I don't need those. I ain't playing by the rules. I ain't playing with you. Show you what these hands will do. I ain't playing with you. Keep playing, I'ma show you what these hands will do. We ain't even. Man, submit when you daydreaming. Came needing to eat, I ain't eating in 8 weeks. And my mouth's watering like I stay teeth. And you can't reason with the animal that's loose and my brain's tweaking. You don't really know me. If you think you do get amnesia, got a problem, I'm subtracting you like a mad teacher. I'm that lethal like a threat to a man.
Today, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's a special New Year's Eve edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Cincinnati Bengals.
From one of the loudest venues in the National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin on this final day of 2023, New Year's Eve. Folks are fine-tuning their resolutions. Fitness clubs ready for that January boon. But these two teams have one more important piece of business to take care of before the calendar turns to 2024.
And I'll be one of those, trying to get it going in January, trying to get my physical fitness on. But first, we've got a game to get on here. Two teams trying to finish strong before they turn the calendar. And on the flight home, I'll be finalizing my resolution list as well.
The Bengals now set for their first possession, and it's Pro Bowler Joe Burrow who leads this offense in his 4th season now out of LSU.
Now, he wasn't playing that last game right here on earth, was he? I mean, there's just no way. I mean, that performance, that number of times getting the ball into the end zone, throwing it.
No interceptions,
No interceptions, took care of it. Yeah, he was a little otherworldly in his last performance.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The numbers a week ago for Chase. 3 catches, 57 yards.
When you turn in good, consistent performances each and every week, you will rank in the top 10 in the league in receiving yards, and he's number 7 currently, hoping to move up as time goes on.
On second down, Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And Mixon going to have a Bengals first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. So, Charles, this defense going to have its hands full all game long, you'd have to figure, facing the man second in the NFL in passing yards. What's the course of action here defensively?
Well, we all know that every down seems to have equal importance. But for this game, they're putting it all on 3rd down. Make sure they stop them there, get off the field, and that way they can turn the ball over to their offense and feel good about how this game's progressing.
And he'll go underneath here to Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. From the gun, it's a run by Evans. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Nick Bolton there on the tackle. They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Now Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Evans. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working. Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with a little gain.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there. Turned it all around. Big moment.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now it's Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. This is Brown going up the middle. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. After one, Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The Bengals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Burrow. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Jet sweep. Boyd with it. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Burrow will throw, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Burrow on play action. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Bringing them out is one of the most exciting players in the NFL every season. A former MVP, it's Lamar Jackson.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. This ball deep for Tony. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 68 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0. The Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Kadarius Toney, touchdown! Kadarius Toney with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here is third and quite a ways. Burrow looking to pass. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got Smith here. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw there taken in by Smith. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 2nd down, here's Burrow. Goes right back to Smith again. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And Burrow going to throw again. Short throw to Smith. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now 2nd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. He gets this one to Boyd.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes this 35-0 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it was the visiting Atlanta Falcons who come in and get the victory. Desmond Ridder, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. The Steelers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback Lamar Jackson. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters, as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Chiefs.
It's all about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Butker on for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here by all 11 on on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance, as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now, to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
On third down, Burrow. Complete. Smith has it. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. Stays on his feet. And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. As the offense reemerges, there's wide receiver Kadarius Toney leading him out. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. This ball deep for Toney, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 70 yards, and the Chiefs just continue to roll. The partner, he has carried them in this ball game, throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Bengals set to take over. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a handoff to the fullback, Janovich. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
And that's why the fullback position was created. You just want a big, strong, powerful guy you can hand the ball to and pick up good yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Fielded at about the 28. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. As the offense reemerges, there's wide receiver Kadarius Toney leading him out. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 53 yards. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. Short throw to Smith. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. This one hauled in by Sample. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Another carry for the fullback, Janovich. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. They run it again with Janovich. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down. They'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 3rd quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They'll set up a throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and they will remain well behind.
Partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. So, Charles, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time.
He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Kadarius Toney with a milestone. Career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Chiefs are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Here we go.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Boyd. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. From midfield now, Burrow. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 35 yards. And the Chiefs continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Oh, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
First down, here's Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Second down and a little more than a yard here. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Now Burrow on first down. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. 2nd and 10. Jackson. This ball deep for Tony. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Kadarius Toney, 49 yards. And the Chiefs take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And it's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Kadarius Toney from 13 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Now 2nd and 5. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Here's Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. Again, it's Burrow. Over the middle, complete. That's Boyd. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the draw, here's the fullback, Janovich. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now Burrow. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down.
Brand, that's just not right. You throw it over the middle into all that coverage, and the tip ball goes your way.
Dangerous, but hey, I guess the outcome worked, right?
Oh, boy, did it ever. And, boy, that's the type of play that can give a team a lot of momentum.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been scored. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for KC. 42 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Keeps himself upright. Steps away to his left. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Chiefs, they have indeed reached a perfect 16-0, but now still one game remains before they join the 07 Pats and the 72 Dolphins as the only teams to finish a regular season unbeaten. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.
It's like, I've been smooth for so long, I'm trying to get rough. Buffing my nails, dog, I'm trying to get buff. Shaping my beard up, I'm liking the scruff. The heels, cause I'm living my life in the cut. Can't imagine that I'm gonna meet my wife in the club. We gon' see though, I feel like she more of a CEO. Or maybe she doing volunteer work in Rio. It's not like I need her, but I would love to meet her. Another day, another dollar, another phone with another.
Why would I hold a man for ransom when my scope like Richard Branson? Since the basement making anthems over seasons with the man in black is teasing with my passions. Pretty girl, she think I'm handsome. Just coasting through these mantras. I'm not bossing, I'm advancing. I'ma keep it moving till I be on before below. Wanna be intimate with soul, explode this war before I go. And that's some hours in my face. Wait, now it's not worth for 10K all cause it is pen gaming. Been insane in the membrane since them days where we raved for 3 days and 4 nights and took them red eye flights. Hot straight off the plane and through the back to